Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to the 135th year of commencements at Florida Southern College. Thank you for joining this assembly to celebrate the educational achievements of the class of 2019 by conferring their academic degrees. I would like to introduce the Reverend Timothy Wright, class of 1994, to give the invocation. Following the prayer, please remain standing for our national anthem, led by student Gabriel Cavalvante.
Will you join me in prayer? Almighty God, as we gather together on this momentous occasion, a day of transition and a day of transformation, we remember with thanksgiving all those who have helped us to this place. We are grateful for the constant support and love of families, for the lifelong friendships we have formed and that have formed us, for the faculty, staff, and mentors who have challenged and inspired. We are grateful for obstacles overcome, challenges accepted, and opportunities realized. Bless each of us on this special day and fill us with your Spirit so that we may turn to our futures with confidence and hope. Give us such resources of imagination, courage, and will that we may be faithful servants and stewards of an age that is yet to come. Amen.
Please be seated.
Go ahead.
Sorry, please stand up.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now, please be seated. Graduates of the class of 2019, in varied ways and by many means, will have a significant impact on society. Students in this class have been accepted to many distinguished graduate and professional schools. They will also work at Fortune 500 companies, in dynamic small businesses, at nonprofit organizations, in leading medical facilities, in our nation's schools, as actors and musicians on stages throughout the United States, as commissioned officers in our armed services, and on mission fields throughout the world. I wish each of you extraordinary success. I am now pleased to invite Gabriel Cavalcante, class of 2020, accompanied by pianist George Hambros, class of 2021, to present this morning's musical tribute.
Impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable terrible sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable stars. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable stars.
It is an honor to recognize members of the Florida Southern College Board of Trustees participating in today's commencement. Seated on the stage are Mr. Steve Buck, Bishop Robert Fannin, class of 1958, Mr. Rich Fulton, class of 1970, the Honorable Bill Mutz, Dr. Bob Puterbaugh, Mr. Larry Stahl, President of the Florida Southern College National Alumni Board of Directors and class of 1970, and Dr. Robert L. Fryer, Jr., Chairman of the Board of Trustees and class of 1970, and seated in the audience is Dr. Ed Crenshaw. It is now my pleasure to invite Trustee Larry Stahl to introduce our senior speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Kerr. At each commencement, a representative of the graduating class is invited to give special remarks. Our senior speaker today is Nolan Ahrens. Nolan hails from Crestview, Florida, and he double majored in economics and finance and business and free enterprise while also pursuing a minor in political economy. A highly talented student, he has achieved excellence in all areas of his undergraduate experience. Beyond his academic achievements, which helped him to graduate in less than 4 years, Nolan served in several student leadership positions. He was a senator in student government during his entire time at the college. He also served as president of Sigma Alpha Epsilon and as an orientation and scholars weekend coordinator. After graduation, Nolan will be working here in Lakeland with Northwestern Mutual as a financial representative. Please join me in welcoming to the podium our senior speaker, Nolan Ahrens.
Friends and family, faculty and staff, Dr. Kerr and the Board of Trustees, I thank you all for being here today to celebrate with us, the class of 2019. All of us have worked hard to be able to walk across this stage today. As graduates, we're all here today because we did things a little differently. I mean, we're graduating December, right? So maybe we finished a little more quickly than we would have liked, or maybe we couldn't stand to leave and decided to stick around a little longer. Whether we took the shortcuts or the scenic route, we've arrived at our destination, but we need not forget about our individual and unique journeys to get here today. Graduating December isn't the only thing we all did a little differently. It all started with our decision to come to Florida Southern College, an institution that when we tell our friends and family where we're going to college, they'd say, "Oh, do you mean USF?" Of course, we just smile and shake our heads because we know something that they don't. We know of the amazing hidden gem in Lakeland, Florida, And no, I'm not talking about Born and Bred Bakery. I'm referring to our beloved Florida Southern. We've all been so blessed to be able to learn and grow in such an incredible community of students, faculty, staff, and administrators. Truly a Florida Southern family. Too often we think of family in terms of bloodlines, but it means so much more than that. One of the greatest examples of Florida Southern being a family came in my sophomore year when Hurricane Irma came straight through Lakeland. As soon as we received the evacuation notice, people were offering rides to the airport and even offering up their homes. And it didn't stop at the students either. Even professors were offering a place for their students to take shelter. At that point, I realized that Florida Southern isn't just fostering a community. We are truly fostering a family, a group of people that are dedicated to the personal growth of each individual. Growth and improvement is a big part of the culture here at Florida Southern, and it shows from the top down. In my time here, we've seen so many new buildings and expansions, and it's one of the reasons I'm really sad to be leaving. I mean, come on, we had to wait until our last semester to get hockey, steak and shake, and sushi in the caf. And although we may be sad to leave, we are thankful for the opportunities that our college has provided us. We've grown as members of society, bringing out the best parts of each of our unique personalities. I look at my fellow graduates and I see a group of leaders from all over campus, from Greek life to SGA, honor societies, athletes, advocacy clubs, and of course, our leaders in the classroom. I think we can all say confidently that as we walk across this stage, we are different than when we first began our journey here at FSC. Perhaps we were nervous and scared for our first day of class. But now, as we stand here today, I'm proud to be a part of a group that is confident and excited for our next step in life, whether that be continuing our education or entering the workforce. We found a center for higher learning that is not only dedicated to cultivating our minds, but also shaping our personalities. Our world-class professors challenged us to think harder and more creatively by having us design our own theses, create our own experiments, debate our ideas, and having to figure out how to guide the pizza delivery guy to the library because we couldn't stop studying. I know as we move on to the next phase of our lives, the Florida Southern spirit and mock pride will continue to shine through us. We will always be a part of the Florida Southern family. And sometime soon, students who commit to FSC will no longer have to explain where they're going to college, because the success of the individuals that will soon walk across this stage and those who have walked before us will cast the name of Florida Southern College across the world, and it will be one met with the highest regard. Thank you all for allowing me to speak today. Congratulations to my fellow graduates, and go Mocs.
Now, I invite Sean Vaz, a junior religion major, to introduce our 2019 commencement speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Kerr. It is my honor and privilege to introduce our distinguished commencement speaker, Bishop Robert E. Fannin. A 1958 graduate of Florida Southern College, Bishop Robert Fannin returned to Florida Southern in the fall of 2004 to be the college's bishop in residence. He previously served as the presiding bishop of the North Alabama Conference of the United Methodist Church. Following his graduation from Florida Southern, Bishop Fannin attended the Candler School of Theology at Emory University, where he earned both his master's and doctoral degrees. Upon joining the Florida Conference of the United Methodist Church, he served churches throughout Florida, including First United Methodist Church Lakeland, and was appointed the Miami District Superintendent. He served the Miami community as a member of the Hispanic Social Services Board of Directors, as the trustee of the South Florida Center for Theological Studies and the Haitian Advisory Council, and he was also a member of the Coalition of Religious Leaders. To honor his work, Metropolitan-Dade County declared June 9, 1991, Dr. Robert E. Fannin Day. Upon his election to the episcopacy in 1992, he was assigned to the Birmingham, Alabama area. Bishop Fannin's years of dedicated Christian service include membership on the boards of trustees at Emory University, Birmingham Southern College, Bethune-Cookman College, and Huntington College. Bishop Fannin currently serves on the Florida Southern College Board of Trustees. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 2019 commencement speaker, Bishop Robert Fannin.
Thank you, Sean. And thank you, Dr. Kerr and trustees, fellow trustees, for inviting me to give this very important message to the graduating class this December. It's a privilege for me. 61 years ago, can you think that far? 61 years ago, I was seated in Annie Pfeiffer Chapel, and for my graduation, and my speaker at that particular graduation said that my class was the first class of the space age. Now, I tried to think of what we might name your class, so I'm going to leave that up to you. But I know you have a vision for the world into the future. In recent meetings of the trustees, we talked about things we remembered about our time at Florida Southern College. And we admitted we've forgotten names and places and times. However, there was one thing that we all agreed on that we could remember forever, and that is the name Frank Lloyd Wright, the design architect for the majority of our campus. I was a student here when Mr. Wright visited the campus, and he said to the group leading him around with students and administrators, "I want to see the Ordway Arts Building." Well, they took him over there. This is the story. They took him over there and showed him the Ordway Arts Building, and one of the students said, "Mr. Wright, we need to have something on these windows because the students are running into them as they adjourn classes." He said that broad brim hat and that cape, he swirled it and says, no, you have to feel like you're outside when you're inside." Now, the story goes, he turned and walked right in to one of those panels, and the students circled his nose where his nose hit. A few weeks after that, we had a little apartment on Hollingsworth, and we went down to the mailbox. I went down to the mailbox, and I opened the mailbox, and I had a letter from my favorite uncle, Uncle Sam. And he informed me that I was going to spend the next 2 years of my life mainly in Korea. As the ship was stopping in Japan to refuel our troop ship, I knew what I had to do. I had to find the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. Now, as you walked in to that building, you saw many of the familiar things on our campus. But in that area of Japan, there had been numerous earthquakes, fires, storms. So the beauty of the hotel was not on the outside visible, but it was hidden. Frank Lloyd Wright, in his genius, had built the Imperial Hotel on a foundation of wet soil so that the earth moved. When the earth moved, the building moved with it and didn't crumble. He had placed immersible pumps in the fish ponds around the hotel to fight the fires. You might say that the Imperial Hotel stood until it was bulldozed down many years later. The Imperial Hotel stood because it was built on the proper foundation. Now, my challenge to you today is that this class build your life on the proper foundation. Oh, there's a need to change. There's a lot of chaos in the world, ever changing. To build their lives on the future, on the proper foundations, depends on every decision you make in your time, your life. If you take the same old things, it's going to have the same old chaos. If you take a new way, we might see a bright future. But we need to change, and that's difficult. I'm reminded of Rusty Wright, the student, that along with his fellow students, took a course. I don't think it was Dr. Willis, but it was a religion course. And the professor that had been professor for 40 years always asked the same final question on the final exam. So they didn't go to class, they didn't attend, they didn't listen. And then all of a sudden they went in the final exam day and opened their books, and lo and behold, the question had changed. It had always been, tell me about the wanderings and travels of St. Paul. They were all ready. But the question now read, critique the Sermon on the Mount. So they threw their pencils down, they walked out, and after it was all over, most of them failed, except the playboy of the campus got an A. And so Rusty couldn't stand it any longer. Let me read your paper, he said to the playboy. And the playboy started this way. Who am I to criticize the Sermon on the Mount? I want to talk about the wanderings and travels of St. Paul. It's a great flux in life. I was in an air base in Europe, and I was asked to bless some food packages, MREs, meals ready to eat, and some medical supplies that were flying to a place that was under conflict. So I blessed them. They flew over this country, dropped the packages of food and medicine, and when they came home that night, they said to me, "Where's that bishop?" And I raised my hand, and they said, "The people we served tonight either didn't like your blessing or they didn't like the menu." I immediately told them it was the menu because our planes were shot at tonight. Now, I came home, and a few months later, I read in the newspaper where we were thinking about attacking the same people that we were feeding. Oh, it's a confusing world. It's a confusing world. I'm not a pessimist. For me, a world in flux is a world open to the creative juices of the people who are willing to see the right and good way. In answer to the question, can I make a difference? Oh, individually and as a class, you can say yes. Oh, it would demand us all to try new ideas, risk walking on the edge, crossing in a spirit of love, social, cultural, and racial lines. In a society where we still bounce around the 50% divorce rate, when 7 people out of every 100 are prisoner to some sort of chemical element, we need to cut a new path in history. Now, I've had a friend that's eaten oatmeal for breakfast for 50 years. I had the privilege of taking him out the other day to get him 2 over medium eggs, sausage, grits, buttered toast. He ate it like a savage. But I just know he's back on oatmeal today. The real important part, another important part, is know yourself. Know your limits, know your expectations. Is almost certain failure if you do not understand who you are. It's really this computerized world. We're drawing more and more away from each other. And so we need to come back together as a community, as a people that care for each other. And I was with a group of scientists recently, and they were talking to me about fuzzy technology. In other words, making machines that would make all the decisions that a person used to make. Once again, drawing away. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "This time, like all times, is a very good one if we but knew what to do with it." I had a son in Florida Southern College. I called him one morning, 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning. And the phone rang, he picked it up. I said, "Robbie, it's your dad." "Dad, why are you calling me in the middle of the night?" I said, "It's 10 a.m. on Saturday morning." He said, "That's what I'm talking about." You will need to change. Each one of us and you possess God-given powers. You are special people and have been called to do their very best. Your fingerprint will be seen in history as a positive or negative force. It is true for the majority, however, not to be either, but only to pass this way unnoticed, and that is sad. We become a part of the movement of God across the time of living, our time of living, or we become a counterforce to God. I like Robert Raines. He's an old, in one of his old books. He says it best for me. Trigger in me little explosions of wonder and delight. Push the buttons, pull out the stops, open the windows, down with the walls, over the fences of exclusion and the tables of oppression, out with the demons of hate, in with the angels of love. Kindle in me fires of strange surmises, and stir up wild dreams of fantastic and stupendous dreams of nations hugging each other across the rivers and deserts and oceans. Dream of a rainbow people holding hands around a city. Dream of friends and enemies leaning over to kiss away the tears. Let me be like a child surprised. Let me live life as a reflection of the presence of God. Habakkuk, the prophet in Scripture, he was confused over why the Israelites were enslaved by the Chaldeans. So he climbed to a high place to think about all that was happening. He said, "Why, O Lord, has Nineveh fallen to Babylon? Why have the Chaldeans become a tyrant over Judah?" And he receives an answer. And the Lord answered me, he said, "Write the vision. Make it plain upon the tablets, so he may run who reads it. For still the vision awaits its time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie." It's time to launch a fresh look. We are called to bring a sense of wholeness. This cannot be a time of fear or abandonment, but a moment in which the very forefront of all that we say and do are the principles of truth and opportunities, forgiveness, guidance, for the searching for fellowship and service, and most of all, the spreading of love, especially in the loveless places. I was in Miami, as district superintendent mentioned a while ago, and the Pope was coming to Miami to greet the people in that area. We gathered at the cathedral in North Miami. One side of the aisle were the people in the community, the representatives. On the other side were the nuns and the priests that served in that area. He went down our side of the aisle first, the right side, shook hands, greeted everyone, went to the front, gave a short homily, and as he came out the other side, he greeted the priests and nuns who served in that area. Almost directly across from me, the Pope of that area, the bishop of that area, introduced the Pope. "O Holy One, this is the priest that feeds the hungry, that clothes the naked, and finds homes for the homeless." The Pope dropped to his knees and kissed that hand, the hand of that priest. The Pope was telling us, put first things first. My prayer for you graduates is that you build your life on the proper foundation of care, hope, peace, and a deep and active faith, but most of all, love. Congratulations. Go Mocs.
Thank you, Bishop Fannin. And now please join me in welcoming Faye Thomas Fannin, his wife, class of 1959, who is with us this morning. Faye, it's a special privilege to have you here as well. Thank you. At this time, I invite Trustee Steve Buck and Chairman Robert L. Fryer, Jr. to escort Mr. Richard Thomas Fulton, Esquire, to the podium for the presentation of the honorary degree. Dr. Brad Hollingshead will join me at the podium.
Madam President, I present Mr. Richard Fulton so that you may confer the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
The proclamation is as follows. Whereas Mr. Richard Fulton is a distinguished graduate of the class of Florida Southern College 1970 with a degree in economics and was a notable campus leader among such organizations as Theta Chi Fraternity, the Student Government Association Supreme Court, Omicron Delta Kappa, and the Reserve Officers Army Training Corps, serving as Cadet Lieutenant Colonel. And he is a proud veteran of the United States Army. Whereas his highly distinguished legal career spans 4 decades and includes 12 years as legal services partner with the nationally renowned law firm of Baker and Hostetler. Whereas he directed the firm's national network of practice groups and industry teams comprised of more than 600 attorneys and provided highly valued counsel to industry leader clients in countless businesses across the United States and guided major real estate transactions as well. Whereas he has provided stellar leadership service to nonprofit and corporate boards, including chair of the Central Florida Economic Development Commission, vice chair of the Central Florida Research Park, chairman of the board of the Skink Company, and national co-chair, along with his wife, Barbara Bolender Fulton, class of 1971, of the Florida Southern College Annual Fund. Whereas Mr. Fulton's legal acumen and exemplary professionalism have been recognized with prestigious awards, including the McLaughlin Award for Economic Development by the Central Florida Economic Development Council, and the Florida Southern College Distinguished Alumni Achievement Award. Whereas Mr. Fulton is held in highest esteem by his professional peers and has been recognized regionally and nationally, including selection by Florida Trend among its legal elites and inclusion in the Best Lawyers in America and Chambers USA, America's Leading Lawyers for Business. Whereas Mr. Fulton generously devotes his time, talents, and resources in support of the mission of his alma mater as a member of the Board of Trustees of Florida Southern College, having served as a member of the Executive Committee since 2009, Vice Chairman of the Board since 2010, and has chaired the Academic Affairs, Enrollment Management, and Trusteeship Committees of the Board. Be it therefore resolved by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Florida Southern College, I hereby confer upon Richard Fulton the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. Congratulations, Dr. Fulton. Today, we also honor 2 graduating seniors who exemplify the values of Florida Southern College by awarding the President's Scholar Medals. I am pleased to introduce this year's recipients, Ms. Emily Carbo and Mr. Kyler Valakas. Emily and Kyler, please join me on stage. Stand right here. Congratulations. Emily and Kyler are both exemplary students who have admirably balanced a rigorous academic curriculum with active engagement in student life. Both graduate summa cum laude with highest honors, and both have contributed generously to the life of our campus community. Emily majored in music performance while also minoring in criminology. She has performed principal oboe solos in a number of arrangements and on many special occasions. She also has served in a number of student leadership roles, including service as president of the Delta Omicron International Music Fraternity. She has been a mentor to fellow students during her time at the college. Emily epitomizes commitment and determination as she earned scholarships through Florida Southern and external sources and worked part-time to finance her studies. After graduation, Emily will pursue graduate study in oboe performance. Her advisor, Dr. Joe Jossam, says of Emily, she has been a dream student, prepared every week, never late, and never missed a lesson in 4 years. In all of her performances, she has never missed a note or an entrance. She is a great representative of Florida Southern College. Emily, congratulations on all your achievements. We're so proud of you. Kyler majored in computer science with concentrations in web and cloud computing as well as cybersecurity. Kyler has not only excelled in the classroom, he also has shared his knowledge with fellow students while serving as a student past tutor for the Department of Computer Science. Additionally, he received the department's award for outstanding performance in his junior year. His service to the campus community has been extensive and is admired. He is especially appreciated because of his work with the library to build and integrate a new shelf mapping tool into our systems, an endeavor that ultimately became his senior project and will benefit our community for years to come. Upon graduation, Kyler plans to pursue a career in software development where he can leverage his cybersecurity and web development knowledge. Kyler's advisor and chair of the Computer Science Department, Dr. Christian Roberson, had this to say about him. Kyler is an absolutely great student. He is very proactive, self-motivated, and always exceeds every expectation. He works very hard, and I am sure that he will continue to have great success and be a leader in our industry. Kyler, congratulations on all you have accomplished. Now, we have medals for both of you, Emily. Thank you. And Kyler, congratulations again. Thank you. Now you can go back and sit down. It is now my privilege to invite Chairman Robert Fryer to deliver the charge to the candidates.
Thank you, Dr. Kerr. I personally want to congratulate Dr. Rich Fulton and thank him for all he has done for our alma mater. My fellow about-to-be graduates, on behalf of the entire Board of Trustees, including the 20 alumni members, we congratulate you, celebrate your successes, and wish you all the best in the future. We know that you will represent Florida Southern well in your endeavors and will continue to make us proud. We challenge you to be supportive alumni of your alma mater, and it is our hope many of you will serve your beloved college someday in the future. Go with Godspeed, good luck, and our congratulations. Thank you.
The class of December 2019 has 107 members. 53 of the seniors will graduate with honors, 15 cum laude, 16 magna cum laude, and 22 summa cum laude. We congratulate all members of the graduating class on their achievements and wish them every possible success in the future. Will the candidates to receive the bachelor's degrees please stand? Madam President, on behalf of the faculty of Florida Southern College, I have the honor of presenting these candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing degrees.
Thank you, Mr. Provost. Upon recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Florida Southern College, I am pleased to confer upon you the bachelor's degree with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereunto. Graduates, please transfer your mortarboard tassels from right to left. As part of our Florida Southern College tradition, I invite the family of each graduate to stand for the presentation of the diploma as the graduate crosses the stage.
Marshals, please bring the graduates forward. I will be assisted in presenting the graduates by Dr. Sarah Fletcher Harding, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, Dr. James Fenton, Dean of the Barney Barnett School of Business and Free Enterprise, Dr. Tracy Tedder, Dean of the School of Education, and Dr. Linda Comer, Dean of the School of Nursing and Health Sciences.
I am pleased to present the graduates from the School of Arts and Sciences for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelors of Music, and Bachelor of Science. Grace Clissold, cum laude. Olivia Bryn Kona, magna cum laude. Christian Alexander Delori, summa cum laude. Kara Ann Donnelly, magna cum laude. Nicholas Matthew Galvez. Sierra Felicia Good. Gregory Scott Imhoff Jr. Donna Karen Cullen. Jalen Taylor Mosier. Matthew James Moyles. Megan Jean Rutherford, summa cum laude. Carly Aislinn Smith. Shannon Carey Sullivan, cum laude. Alexandra Marie Zimmer, magna cum laude. Andrew Kuhn, magna cum laude. Emily Valerie Carbo, summa cum laude. Zoe Loretta Alexander. Marissa Aravelo, magna cum laude. Nicole Brown, cum laude. Samantha Michelle Burnsid. Lydia Cagle, cum laude. Mercedes Terriana. Claiborne. Anna Catherine Collins, summa cum laude. Ethan Strawn Crump. Erin Marie Dougherty, summa cum laude. Jamie Marie Danisco, magna cum laude. Coral Mai Acrolina. Alexis Nicole Flanagan. Grayson Thomas Fox. Alexandra Nicole Garcia, magna cum laude. Madeline Marie Gonzalez, magna cum laude. Cameron Mackenzie Gooding, cum laude. Dalton James Granger, summa cum laude. Nicole Renee Gulch. Alexis Taylor Hall, cum laude. Courtney Lynn Hill, summa cum laude. Cassidy Brianna Jones. Chloe Allison Kendall, summa cum laude. Juliana Knapp, summa cum laude. Nathan Alexander Kreitman. Carly Nicole LaPaglia, cum laude. Shay Nicole Lattermelch, cum laude. Emma Elizabeth Jean Leahy. Robert John Lomercy, magna cum laude. Jake Anthony Pendergrass. Angela Lynn Perkinson, cum laude. Jeffrey Ryan Phelps. Gianni Rexash, magna cum laude. Navali Rexash Rodriguez, magna cum laude. Tiffany Lynn Ritchie. Bennett Lorenzo Rodriguez. Brandon Michael Salazar, summa cum laude. Matthew Warren Shorner. Amanda Lee Shower. Catherine Ann Stanford. Hannah Elizabeth Sutton. Alexander Michael Tapaldo. Taylor Suzanne Tyre. Patrick Vince Underwood. Kyler Ethan Valakas, summa cum laude. Jacqueline Washington, magna cum laude. Brianna Kaylin Welsh, summa cum laude. Donovan Xavier West. Rachel Marie Winter. Morgan Riley Yates, magna cum laude.
As Dean of the Barney Barnett School of Business and Free Enterprise, I'm pleased to introduce the next group of graduates who will receive one or more of the following degrees: Bachelor of Science in Accounting, in Business Administration, in business and free enterprise, in economics and finance, in healthcare administration, and sport business management. Nolan David Arens. Irun Aruti Marino. David Jardang Balandi. Aiden Patrick Broderick. Andrew Elliott Brown. Kaylee Renee Burns, cum laude. Richard Victor Catalia. Eve Lynn Rose Barardi Comer, cum laude. Alexis Ann Delview. Demi K. Freeman. Miranda Jade Galushi. Samantha Renee Gibson, summa cum laude. Ryan William Glenn. Michaelia Lynn Impolito. Juliet Elise Jackman. Abigail Ann Jocelyn, summa cum laude. Elisa Zuming Malav, cum laude. Madison Kylie Marrero. Stephen Lake Merrick. Erin Rachel Matheny. Nicholas Michael Thomas Mullen. Mariah Nichols. Delia Latine Phelps. Melissa Sue Prim. Holly Roman, summa cum laude. Edgar Sandoval, magna cum laude. Ryan Jordan Schreiber. Stephen Thomas Smith, II. Melissa J. Stewart, summa cum laude. Ashley Nicole Taylor, summa cum laude. Julia Tucker. Eugenia T. Tucker, cum laude. Zane Eureka. Nicole Vincent, cum laude.
I'm pleased to announce the graduates from the School of Education receiving the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees. Carol Ann Saab, summa cum laude. Vanessa Marie Aguado, magna cum laude. Karina Ann Coleman, summa cum laude. Genevieve Arlene Gaston. Natalie Esther Matos Hernandez, summa cum laude. Shelby Roberts, magna cum laude. Danielle Marie Solomon, summa cum laude. Kaylee Brooke Vaught, magna cum laude. Kristen Kathleen Vinzant, cum laude.
I'm pleased to present the graduates of the School of Nursing and Health Sciences for the degrees Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science and Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Kayla Knowlton, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Samantha Jo Stackpole, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Blake Walter Ulmer. Emma Christ, Amy Christ, magna cum laude. Marvoir Cordero Alanga. Elizabeth Megan Maurer. Irene Side. Francine Sherry Watkins.
Congratulations to the graduates, and I hope that you will help me give them one more round of applause for a job well done. Graduates, I would now like to invite our graduates to express your appreciation to your families for support of your education. Families, thank you. And it is always a privilege and an honor to recognize the stellar faculty of Florida Southern College, and I would like to invite our professors to stand so that we may acknowledge them. Faculty, please stand. Now, may I invite you to stand for the singing of the Florida Southern College alma mater, and please remain standing for the benediction.
Orange groves o'erspread her campus, chimes the hymns intone. India greets across the garden Southern's mystic throne. Florida Southern, thee we love, thee will never fail. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail to Southern, hail. Stately walls alone can never compass learning's goal. Heart to heart must pass the token, soul in spirit
As we bring this celebration to a close, I'd ask to remind you to stay at your seat until the recession of the platform party and the graduates. And I receive this benediction. To our graduates and all of those assembled here, as you go forth to chart the next course, may God's love and grace be with you and on your path on this day and forevermore. Amen.